Svara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Hare Krishna. By Lord Sri Krishna's causeless mercy, we are successfully studying Bhagavad Gita every day. So we are in the 10th chapter now. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we are studying about the opulence of the Absolute. So in the 10th chapter, Krishna is teaching us very nicely. So we have finished about 28 slokas in the 10th chapter. So in this chapter, we are understanding more and more about Krishna's opulence. So when we study this Bhagavad Gita, when we complete this entire Bhagavad Gita, we will know about Krishna's opulence even very well. So this Bhagavad Gita, which is the king of knowledge, which is the purest knowledge, we are able to purify ourselves with the help of this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So, because in Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who has created everything, who is the source of everything, is directly talking to us. It's actually singing. This Bhagavad Gita is a song. This is the song of God. So this is the only connection between us and Krishna, direct connection. Otherwise, Krishna is there with us in our heart as the super soul, and Krishna is there everywhere, and Krishna is pervading this entire universe. So as the Krishna is saying that Jagat Avyakta Murtina, as the Jagat Avyakta Murtina, Krishna is pervading this entire universe. But for us to directly hear from him, to know what he wants from us, is this Bhagavad Gita. So this is the direct. For example, if we are, maybe somebody is sending an email. Earlier days, we used to get only letters. The generation which was like before that, before all this internet age. So inland letters. So you call it as inland letters. So that is the only way you interact with people, because the phone was not there. Even the phone was very, very hard at that time. Even if you go back just 20, 30 years ago, the phone was not a common thing to everyone to have. So I remember going to there were so many STD booths will be there. Before that, even that was not there. Before that, even STD booths were not there. So if you want to really make a phone, you need to go to some post office or somewhere, and you need to wait there and then make some calls. And maybe telegram was the only fastest way to communicate something. And normally, if telegram is coming, so normally if you say that, oh, you got a telegram, that's not a good news in general. So that way, it was the situation. Even when I studied, even when I was studying, I just finished my undergrad and I was waiting for my master's. So I got the telegram. The admission just came only by telegram, like you got admitted and the offer letter and the admission letter is following, like that, just from IIT Bombay, IIT Mumbai. So that day, those days, it was like that. So you cannot even call anyone. Now, because of the advancement in the science, only in the last 2 decades or so, because of this cell phone and even the smartphone, what we call, it just came only in this, just within last 10 years. And then last few years only, 5 years only, it has even become a common thing for everyone to have. So that way, this technology, what we have, that it's only right now. But during those days, like I'm talking about just 30 years ago, or even 20 years ago, without much email, internet, all those things, what was our mode of communication? Just send letters. So, for example, when I was in Mumbai, my native place is somewhere very close to south of like Tamil Nadu. So the letter itself takes, if I send a letter to my parents, it takes 2 weeks to go, and I will get the reply only after 2 weeks. So there is a communication gap for almost like 1 month. Whatever I want to ask some question, I get the answer only in 1 month. So the reason why I'm saying all these things, So that letter was so much, like we are able to use those letters to communicate everywhere, everything. So it was so much effective. So the same thing right now in Bhagavad Gita, we should assume, we should understand that Krishna has written a letter to all of us. That's it. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, has written a very big letter, very long letter with 18 chapters, 700 slokas. Krishna is saying that 5,000 years ago I was here and I was driving Arjuna's chariot, and Arjuna asked so many questions and he was so much confused and he didn't know what to do, and I gave him the complete knowledge of this Bhagavad Gita, and after understanding this Bhagavad Gita he was able to come out of he was able to come out of his confusions and everything, and he was able to fight for me, and all such things. Krishna is just writing a big long letter to us. That's how we need to consider this Bhagavad Gita. So that means Krishna has written the letter in the form of a song, in the form of lyrics. This Bhagavad Gita Krishna has given to us. So just 25-30 years ago, I was talking about, just in the early 1990s, until early 1990s, or even until mid 1990s. Now, what to talk about early 1990s? Even when I was doing PhD in 93, 94, 95 in IIT Madras, so that time also there was no phone, nothing. I had to only send letters only. I remember that very much. So that way, this letter is the only mode of communication. I also remember that at that time, every letter I write so much about Krishna to my mother, and she became nice devotee of Krishna just by reading those letters. So these letters were so much effective in communication. So like that, Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is interacting with us through this Bhagavad Gita. He is directly talking to us. So he has given us the knowledge, what we are supposed to do. We just have to follow. We just have to follow this letter, follow this Bhagavad Gita, and just understand it, read many, many times. Sometimes if those letters, I still remember reading it, if those letters are really nice, very important message is there, you will read many, many times. So that way, here, this Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, has written such a nice letter to us, this Bhagavad Gita to us. We just have to read it again and again and again and again and again, and just understand it, just memorize it. That's it, what Krishna is asking us, what Krishna is asking us to do. So Krishna has given us, Krishna has written us a letter explaining that I am with you only, you don't worry, all the time I am with you, but with your material senses you cannot see me. I can see you, but you cannot see me. But don't worry about all such things. You just follow this letter. You just follow this. I have given you all the instructions here, what to do, how to do everything. So just follow everything, and then come to me. So that's what Krishna has given us, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge to us, this letter to us. Directly. It's directly coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Teme matam nidam nityam anutistanti manava. You just follow my injunctions. Everything. Just follow. Have faith on me. Believe me. Don't envy me. Just have faith on me. Just believe me. Sraddhavanto anasuyanto. So just follow this letter. Follow all the instructions I have given to you. Oh, my friend. So Arjuna is Krishna's close friend. Bhakto sime sakha cheti. Oh, my bhakta. Oh, my devotee. You are so much dearer to me. I'm giving you this most confidential knowledge to you. Param bhuyaga pravakshami jnananam jnanam uttamam. Bhuya eva mahabaho srunume paramam vachaga. Yategam priyamanaya vakshami hitakamyaya. Because you are so much dearer to me, I am giving you this knowledge for your benefit. So Krishna is writing this long letter to us with 700 verses in Bhagavad Gita. So since you are so much dearer to me, and I am giving you this knowledge, just follow these instructions. And just go and show this letter to everyone else. So ask them also to, bring them also to me. When you are coming to my place, When you are getting rid of this material veil, just give up this veil. Just give up all the attachments to this material sense objects. So come to me. But you also bring so many of other friends from this material veil, other people, everyone. So just do their job. Just now you become a postman and print out these letters and go and deliver these letters to everyone. So give this message to everyone. So that way, I guarantee you that you will come to me. There is no doubt about it. You just do this job only. Don't worry about any other jobs. Other jobs, it will go. It will go on its own. Don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of you. Everything will be going on its own. Don't worry. I'm here to help you. Even though you cannot see me, but I am able to see you. I'm going to help you. I'm helping you all the time. So don't worry. Masuchaka. And just give this letter, take this knowledge, give this to everyone. Tell everyone that this is the way to come to me. Tell everyone that your Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, has given a letter to you. Take it and read it, understand it, and come to me. So that's what is this Bhagavad Gita is. So in Bhagavad Gita, we are getting the direct communication from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So that way, I was giving an example as myself. So when I am reading that letter which I get from my parents, maybe 30 years ago, so after a month or so, so there I'm reading it as if my father is writing to me. So like that, here our Supreme Father, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, he is writing to us. So he is telling that I am doing this, I did that, so you come to me. I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am the Supreme Father. There is Pitaham Asya Jagato Mata Tata Mata Data Pitamagaga Vedyam Pavitram Omkara Riksama Yajur Evacha. Everything I am only. So people say that Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam and all. Don't believe all those things. I am only Mata, I am only Pita, I am only Guru, I am only Devam. So Krishna is everything. Mata, Tata, Pitamagaga Vedyam Pavitram. So Krishna is that Pitagam Asya Jagato Mata Tata Pitamakaga. Krishna is everything for us. That's what we need to know. So that way, if we just only depend on Krishna, of course, Krishna is saying that you go and get this knowledge. So from the persons who know about this, so I have given you this letter. So if you try to read, if you're not able to understand, but there are experts are there who have understood this letter very well, this knowledge very well. So you go, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaga tattvadarshina. So they have seen the truth. Upadekshanti te jnanam. They will give you this knowledge. They will explain you this knowledge. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam. You go and serve them, submissively inquire from them, and they will give you this knowledge. So, sevaya, pariprasnena sevaya means it's not serving. The Guru is not going to be expecting the devotees or disciples to come and serve him. The sevaya means it is service to Krishna is the sevaya. So all the Gurus, they expect only the devotees to go and distribute this knowledge to everyone. That is the seva. That is the seva what we can do for Krishna, to please Krishna. So that way, giving this knowledge, spreading this message, that is the topmost ultimate job which is waiting for us. So if we are able to do this job very successfully by Krishna's mercy, then our path to Krishna, our destination is very much fixed. It's guaranteed. We are going to go to Krishna. There is absolutely no doubt about it. So we are getting so much knowledge, all the knowledge, what Krishna has given in this Bhagavad Gita to us. It is like when we are in the middle of the forest, a deep, dense forest. If you don't know how to get out of that forest, you don't know, very deep, dense, totally, completely no idea how to get out of that. So that is like this material world is like that. And it is a Moha Kalilam. Moha Kalilam means a dense forest of illusion. So this material world is a Moha Kalilam. Everywhere it is only Moha. Everywhere it's only bewilderment, illusion. That's it. It's a dense forest of illusion. So we need some path, we need some direction to get out of that forest. So that guide is this Bhagavad Gita. So if we have this Bhagavad Gita with us, then we can follow the instructions given by Krishna. Then we will find out a way how to get out of the dense forest of illusion. So that way, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge will help us to get out of this material world, which is full of ignorance. In this material world is full of suffering. So we are struggling, suffering. That's what is constantly we are experiencing in this material world. Nothing else. The so-called enjoyment, what we think it's only flickering. It's very, very flickering, unsteady. It's nothing. But the suffering is real. We are suffering. There is no doubt about it. We are struggling in this material world. There is no doubt about it. So, but Krishna has given us this letter. Krishna has given us this guide, this spiritual guide, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So, that way, we are very, very fortunate to get an opportunity to study and understand this Bhagavad Gita. So if we completely study and understand this Bhagavad Gita and take this knowledge and deliver to everyone, so we are going to be very, very happy. Krishna will be very, very pleased with us. And no one else can please Krishna than ourselves. If we do this job very, very perfectly, very nice. So this should be our primary task. This should be our primary job. It is possible. Very easy. Just get this knowledge, understand this knowledge, and tell others to join this Bhagavad Gita. That's it. To join this Zoom class every day. That's a very simple thing. So we need to spread this message to everywhere so that devotees can get an opportunity to study, to understand this message from our own Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, Purushottama, Madhusudana, Rishikesha, Yogeshwara, Parameswara. So Krishna is everything, Maheshwara. So that way, in this Bhagavad Gita, in this 18 chapters, we understand very, very clearly that we need to act now. This is a time to act. This is the time to act without any attachment. So act for Krishna. Do for Krishna. Do everything for Krishna. The motivation should come only because we are pleasing Krishna. That is the motivation Arjuna got in the battlefield. He got the motivation that he need to fight for Krishna. That's why he was able to forget about every other things. He gave so many reasons to Krishna that why he should not fight. He was trying to convince Krishna that giving by all reasons, which all look very, very valid reasons. But once he understood this Bhagavad Gita, once he realized that he should only please Krishna, not to argue with him, not to try to convince Krishna. Because Krishna is the absolute. Krishna is the supreme person. And there is no need to convince Krishna. He tried to convince Krishna in the first chapter. To avoid fighting, Arjuna gave various reasons to Krishna to convince him that finally Krishna will agree that, okay, Arjuna, you don't have to fight. You go, let both of us go, get out of this battlefield and let them fight and do whatever they want. So like that Krishna will say. So that's what he thought. And he gave so many reasons to Krishna that why they should not fight. And he included Krishna also with him that we have come here to commit great sins. Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadrajya sukha lobena hantum swajanam udyataka. Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam. Oh, we have come here to commit a great sin. Aho bata mahat papam kartum yadrajya sukha lobena hantum swajanam udyataka. Because we are attached to the heaven, to the kingly enjoyment, Raja Sukham. So because of that, we have come here to commit this great sin. Hantum Swajanam Udyadaga. We are prepared to kill our own kinsman. So that way, Arjuna told Krishna that we should not fight Krishna. Let us go out. If Arjuna is not fighting, Krishna is also not going to be there in the battlefield. Because Krishna was only driving Arjuna's chariot. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. But he is trying to please his devotee. So when Krishna is serving Arjuna here, when Krishna is driving Arjuna's chariot, that means Krishna is a servant there. Krishna is the supreme personality of God. Nothing above him. He is the source of everything. But he was simply serving Arjuna here. When Arjuna says Krishna, Senayor Ubayor Madhye Ratham Stapaya Me Achyuta. Oh Achyuta, please take my chariot between both the armies. Then immediately Krishna, Eva Muktva, Guda Kesayana, Rishikesaga, Parantapa. So Eva Muktva Guda, then Rishikesha, he took the chariot between both the armies. So he Stapayitva Radhottamam. Senayor Ubayor Madhye Stapayitva Radhottamam. So basically Krishna was just a servant there. And when the master, who is Arjuna, if he decides not to fight, then if he gets out of the battle, then Krishna also will have to go out only. But here, Arjuna was considering Krishna as his friend, even though Krishna has taken the role of a servant. That's what Krishna can take any role for us to serve us. It is not that all the time Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, you serve me, surrender unto me, serve me, do everything for me, all such things. Krishna is serving much more than what we are serving Krishna. That's what we need to understand. Krishna is ready to serve us. Krishna is waiting. Krishna is waiting to drive our chariot. Krishna is waiting to help us. Krishna is waiting to serve us. So, but Arjuna, when he asked Krishna to guide him, so to tell him what is right for him, very submissively. So that is the main thing, because he was very submissive. He told that, Sisya Aham, I am your disciple now. I am not your friend anymore. I am your disciple. Sisya Aham Sadimam Tvam Prapannam. You please instruct me. I am surrendered unto you. So then only Krishna is instructing, giving all this knowledge in Bhagavad Gita. So that's how Arjuna understood everything. And when Arjuna was hearing from Krishna about his glories, Arjuna is feeling so much ecstasy. He was feeling so much enjoyment. Because to hear about Krishna brings us so much joy in our life, in our mind. Our mind will be very, very happy when we think about Krishna, when we hear about Krishna. Because in this material world, whatever the enjoyment we get by seeing or hearing or tasting or smelling, so that won't satisfy us. Because that, if we eat something which is very nice, very, very tasty, if we keep eating it, then we can't eat anymore. But here it is not like that. When we glorify Krishna, for hours and hours, we can actually enjoy thinking about Krishna. Because we have no other worries, we have no other job, we don't have to worry about anything. So just think only about Krishna, serving Krishna, remembering Krishna, doing everything for Krishna. So our life should be dedicated for Krishna. Like Arjuna. Because Arjuna did not leave the battlefield, he was fighting for Krishna. Like that, we don't have to stop what we are doing, we need to do that job very nicely for Krishna. That is the main thing, that's the main point we need to understand. By knowing that Krishna is the supreme personality of God. So, when Arjuna asked Krishna that, Katham vidyam aham yogim stvam sada parichintayan keshu keshu cha bhaveshu chintusi bhagavan maya. O yogi, O Bhagavan, how can I constantly think about you? In what various forms I can remember you? Please tell me. Because I want to know about your opulence in detail. Vistarena atmano yogam vibhudim cha janardana. Because to hear about you again and again, it brings me so much joy, so much happiness that there is nothing else which can make me happy. Nothing else is nectar to me. Srunvato na asti me amritam. Vistarena atmano yogam vibhudim cha janardana bhuyaha kadaya triptrigi srunvato na asti me amritam. So that way, Arjuna was hearing from Krishna, asking Krishna to tell about his opulence. And then when Krishna is saying all these things, we are now studying. We already finished 28 slokas in the 10th chapter. So Krishna is saying that I am everything. Krishna, I am the Vishnu, I am the Shiva, I am the Gandha, I am the Brahma. Everything is Krishna. That's what we need to know. Everything is Krishna. Krishna is the supreme person and Krishna is everything. If we have that knowledge, Krishna is everything, then simply surrender unto Krishna, then we'll go to Krishna. Like in the 9th chapter, we studied, Krishna said that, Yanti deva vrataga devan, pitruni yanti pitrun vrataga, bhutani yanti bhute jaga, yanti madhyajano api mam. Those who worship the demigods will go to them. Those who worship the forefathers will go to them. Those who worship the ghosts and spirits will go to them. Those who worship me will come to me. That's what Krishna is saying there. Yanti madhyajano api mam. So that way we should simply worship Krishna with love and devotion. So now we are understanding that Krishna is the Uchchaisrava, the horse which was produced during the time of churning the ocean for producing nectar. So Uchchaisravam Aswanam Vidyamam Amirtodbhavam Airavatam Gajendranam. So Krishna is the Airavata, the elephant Airavata. And Naranam cha Naradipam. So I am the king, I am the monarch among the beings, among the human beings. And then in the sloka what we studied yesterday, Krishna said that Ayudanam aham vajram denunam asmi kamadukhu prajanaschasmi kantarpaga sarpanam asmi vasukihi. So of all the weapons, I am thunderbolt. Ayudanam aham vajram. And of all the cows, I am the surabhi. Denunam asmi kamadukum. Prajanaschasmi kantarpaga. So of beings which create population, I am the kantarpa. So prajanaschasmi kantarpa. And of all the snakes, I am vasuki. Now in this sloka, what we are continuing today in the 29th sloka, Krishna is saying that Anantaschasmi naganam varuno yadasamaham pitrunam aryamastasmi yamaha samyamatamaham. Anantaschasmi naganam. Of all the nagas, I am Ananta. Nagas means many-hooded serpents. Of all the nagas, I am Ananta. Anantaschasmi Nagan. Varuno Yadasam Aham. Of all the aquatic beings, I am Varuna. So that's what Varuno Yadasam Aham. Pitrunam Aryamastasmi. Of all the Pitrus, I am Aryama. Yamaga Samyamatam Aham. Among the dispensers of law, of all regulators, I am the controller of death, that is Yamaha. So, Yamaha Samyamatamaham. That way, Krishna is everything. That's what we need to understand. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and Krishna is everything, and Krishna is the best among all. And that Krishna, that supreme personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, our own supreme personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, has given this letter to us, sent this Bhagavad Gita message to us. So we just have to read this message again and again because it has come from our own Krishna. So just follow it and go to him. That's it. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished the sloka number 29 in the 10th chapter. Hare Krishna. I'll stop now and we'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.